Alright, there we go. Oof, raining a lot today. I wonder if there is a feature for muting and unmuting your microphone in the game. Because I don't have to cycle through everything. So let us take a look. Let's go to key mapping. Let's see. Down, look behind, focus camera. So C is look behind. That's good to know. I didn't know that until just now. Take, carry, and cherish stealth. No, we know about stealth because we've been using that a lot. Let's see, that's wagons, boats, trains, combat, lock on, and we're actually born Eagle Eye, of course. We know that. E, of course, is the melee grapple or rob if you want to rob somebody. Aim in the air. That's good when you said I. We're looking. I'm trying to see if there is a in-game menus. Know all about that. Radar. Band radar. Stable. Inventory. Just trying to see if there is a way to auto mute and unmute your microphone while in the game. That's photo mode. Photo mode. Photo. Push the top. In. T is for something. I don't know what. Okay, well, don't see it, so we'll just keep cycling using the J key. Alright, so there we go. You know, I would pick a very bad time to do this, of course. I forgot about the restart. In 5 minutes. That's okay, though. This is our little spot for our camp. So go ahead and flee our horse here. Because the restart will give me a The restart will give me a perfect chance to play my new intro that I made just for the new series. So if you're just joining in, of course the server is going to be restarting. It only takes about a minute or two. My intro is actually not even a minute. So it's actually very, very cool. Hey Luke, how are you doing? Good to see you. You'll actually get to see the new intro and also whenever the server restarts. We're gonna be playing on our little girl shifting sands today, of course. Now, her adventure so far has been she's learned how to pick some different herbs and where to go to find those. Uh, she's actually gotten decent, not good, decent at hunting enough to where she can survive on her own. So the banishment from her tribe has not been that bad. It was at first, of course. Um, but now she knows that she can kill animals and get food. Um, she can pick berries and gather water um, out of the lake here, because she does live around Emerald Ranch. So the lake on the other side of the hill over there, and there's deer and buffalo. She also found out yesterday she can kill a buffalo with nothing but a knife. So she's not as fragile and weak as she thought she was, which I thought was just way cool. Um, for the most part, she's avoided people. Um, she did meet a Mr. Jebediah Miller day before yesterday. He approached her to buy some berries while she was right over there at Emerald, way over there at Emerald. So she learned that she can use her skills she learned as the daughter of a medicine man, gathering which berries are good and stuff to make a little bit of side money. She's actually saving up to try and get her a little camp permit, because she wants to put it right by this tree right here and put her a bed right here in amongst these bushes so that she can stay hid out. So if somebody does wants to come running up or rolling up, you can hide in the bush. Eventually, though, I do want to find a very small cave. I think that would be perfect for her to live in. So right now we're just waiting on the server restart. I wasn't even paying attention when I started the stream that we were 5 minutes before the storm. So we are just going to wait that out. We've got 1 minute. Now, of course, my transition skills from one thing to another are nowhere near as good as like T-Med or any of the others. Um, so this is going to be sloppy at best, but we're going to try and make this happen. I've been editing the video. But you can see when I'm in that bush cluster, you can't see me. Oh, very nice, Luke. Very nice. And see, I don't stream on Twitch. A lot of people try to get me to, and of course, I started on YouTube, and that's where all of my stuff's built up at. So it's kind of falls in the same category as when they tried to get me to bring Ainurauco to the DRB from official. I spent all that time getting her built up. She was like level, I think, almost 400, uh, and owned everything you could own. So it was a lot to walk away from that to come over here. But I don't know if I would go over to Twitch or not. I know it would be a lot better. In the long run, definitely be a lot better. But congratulations on you, you getting it. All right. So as you can see, it's flipped over. So while I reload here, you're probably gonna hear. Let's go ahead and watch the intro and see how that does. Uh, That works. That is OBS. Okay, here we go. So that's it. Yeah, give me just a second here. Oops, nope. There we go. Alright. Funny how things like that work. There we go. Now you can see it. So let's have a look and see what we think. Alright, well that actually went completely and terribly bad. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. You got loud there for a second. Uh-oh. And the server restart. So I was a little bit too quick on the draw there. So I have to wait for it to finish restarting. Yes. Close that error message. So I hope everybody enjoyed that little preview there. That is the new intro for the White Hair Investigation. That will be going on here in the Dakota River Band. No. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was just a little something I put together for Ainurauco originally, and of course that has grown into Ainurauco and Rosalind, and apparently now Shifting Spirit. But she's gonna get her own a little original. And as you can tell, all my videos, all my live streams and videos for the Dakota River Band will now be sharing that new little beautiful little family portrait icon I put together. Of course, with the new rule change, there is going to be the fact that Ainurauco and Rosalind, they could be sisters, but they can never meet. And they can't share knowledge because any characters on the same account can't have knowledge of each other. And that's okay. That's okay. Went back to the drawing board, took the entire 9-page story that I had written out, took it back to the table, rewrote it, so that now that Rosalind and Ainurauco have nothing to do with each other whatsoever. They don't even know each other, they're not related, nothing. Same way with Shifting Spirit. Of course, that was easy with Shifting Spirit. She was never going to be, even have knowledge of the other two. So now, I can always take Ainurauco and just give her a separate outfit and play her that way. Of course, we got Rosalind here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep them completely separate. I figured out how to do it and make my storyline that I originally wanted still work. But let's jump back in here with Shifting Spirit. All right. So hopefully my horse is not dead. I know. And when we logged out, we were hiding in a bush. So, I mean, and that's funny considering she's wearing all white. You can barely see her right there. So you can hide in plain sight. Here she has her little temporary campsite. Might be nice to get a like a wilderness bedroll or a wilderness tent or something. I really want to get her own permanent, air quote, permanent state camp so that she can put down that storage box. Because I mean, I am carrying quite a bit of stuff, and so is runs with me. And we're gonna go ahead and turn this right here on. And many thanks to Luke, who plays Luke Baxter, also plays Dag. You may have seen him running with the family or running with Rosalind and having brain damage the other day, or brain damage, which was very, very fun. I had so much trying to figure out what in the world Luke was talking about as Rosalind, because by nature, Rosalind is not a nice person. She's a very self-centered, only worried about herself, trying to outshine everybody type person. That's just her personality. And to see her actually stop and actually care for a moment and trying to help somebody and not get aggravated was hilarious to watch that unfold. And then Luke managed to pull the biggest joke on Rosalind and won. Once I finally figured that out, it was hilarious. I spent 20 minutes trying to figure out what he was talking about, only to realize he was pulling a good one on me. Alright, so as you can see right now, she's got food, she's got water. Oh yeah, you definitely like mini props. That was better than any joke I had ever pulled because I had no clue that's where it was going until I said it aloud. Once I said it, the whole sentence out loud, and realized you had just pranked me. It was epic. Because like I said, I am not the world's best RPer, and it's hard for me to get drawn into a character. I can roleplay and tell a story, but it doesn't draw me in. Like I don't get sucked into it. That one, I was trying to figure out what she was talking about, and I had got to the point I was concentrating so hard on trying to figure out that I had tunnel vision to just figuring it out. There was no clue in my mind that I was getting pranked. Now we also have to keep in mind the server did just restart. So all the ambushes have reset and are now active. Because I think once a ambush goes off, then it has a cooldown timer. And but right now, all of them are basically at, go. So this little girl could get ambushed, she could get robbed. Luckily, though, I don't think I have any money on her. I may have a little bit of money. Let me see here. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, we got $1. Got $1. Now, see, that right over there is not an ambush. Oh yeah, I'm definitely talking about me personally out of character. Rosalind that has no clue that it was what was going on. Rosalind is very concerned about Luke, and has actually been, if you notice, been watching over him because Rosalind is very concerned. Now, see, we got some people walking by here. Hopefully, they go on by. Yeah, and Luke, that actually brings up a very good thing about what we was talking about yesterday. Some people have trouble separating what their characters are doing in role play to the actual person playing it. And I mean, you don't, I don't. The group, most of everybody I've met in the DRB has no problem with that. But like, I can be sitting here talking at what we're talking about right now, and this little, as far as my character that I'm playing right now, she has no clue this conversation's even happening. As far as she's concerned, she's out picking herbs and trying to make a living. But the moment I roll up on somebody, other than that, now I'm playing that character. But yeah. Because if you notice, after I figured it out, Rosalind still had no clue that it was a funny. She was still concerned. She was still okay. And she still to this day, hey, Trippy Night Dog. She still, even now, is trying to figure out where this Horse Friday is. I loved it. It was an epic RP scenario. So we know that in order for this little girl to get her just a basic, generic, cheapest she can get it camp permit, $700. So she has got to. Oh, that would be so epic, Luke. That and it would be especially right now with the brain damage that Luke had, or that not Luke, sorry, that Dag has. Well, it is Luke Baxter, Dag. I try to keep Luke Baxter and Dag separated at the moment. But with the brain damage he has, and be going around saying, have you seen Friday? And it'd be your horse. Or have you met Friday? But then just not say anything else, and people be like, but today's Tuesday or today's Monday, and it's your horse. Now, for those that are just joining or have never seen, this is Red Dead Redemption 2, the world of Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's via the Dakota River Bend community. So this is a casual RP community. A awesome team led by Austin BMX have created this. They took Red Dead, fixed a lot of stuff, added tons, and I mean tons of stuff. There's properties you can buy. You can actually have different jobs other than just like herbalist. I mean, you know, the ones that you're used to in Red Dead Online. They've added a ton more. This little girl's a herbalist because that's just her nature, and that, like I said, it is a casual RP server. So, oh yeah, long bar. Yeah, trying to figure out that long bar. I was thinking of everything. It's the name of a ranch. Is there a bar, a metal bar, and as long as it got hit in the head, I mean, I had no clue. But just yesterday, I almost got shot doing this, but there was some cowboys running a cattle herd, probably to auction, and I was running alongside of them, which is something you wouldn't normally. want to do back then. But I did it anyway because I wanted the footage. And one of the cowboys actually peeled off from the herd with his gun, because he had his rifle out, and just rode up beside me, kind of nudging me, said, "Hey." And I was like, and I let him know, me just watch, me just watch. "Hey, Raven Cat, good to see you. Welcome in." Thanks, Alex. You're awesome. And thank everybody that's dropped a like or joined up with the stream. Um, See, that person's a herbalist too. And even though they've picked that flower, and that one too, I can pick it. So that part I love that they did keep in from online. Is that no matter who picks it, everybody can pick from it. Now, for any of y'all, because I know I did start the stream, and then of course the server rebooted, so I don't think a lot of people got to see my new intro. So, give me just a second here. Let me just step right over here. Is there a bush around here? Nice little group of bushes right here. This is the Dakota River Bend, and somebody see a little Native American girl out here. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down right here. Let's see if I can get this to work right. There is no guarantee. We all know that Ainurauco is not the best at doing anything. I know how to do a little bit of everything, but not a whole lot of, not really good at much. Okay, that was not supposed to do that. Pull this back over here. Try this again. I wanted everybody to get a chance to see my new intro. I am very proud of it. Click that button. Then we're gonna go right here and that may or may not be it. That's not it. That one's not it. That's not it. That's not it. But I just had this working just a second ago. Wait a minute. I know what to do. You go. Nope. Go here. You go there. Go. Yeah. Because ain't none of this gonna work. Okay. So that what I'm trying to do is definitely not going to work. So let's try it a different way, maybe. What's that? Push this over there. Kick that. Do this. Do that. What's weird is I just played it, so it's working, or it was working. So. Oh, that's loud. All right. So let's try this. There we go. So this is my new intro that I've been working on. for the new web series, and it'd be also the new white hair logo. So let's take a look at it and see what y'all. Feel free to be creative, criticize it, uh, critique it, whatever. I can take constructive criticism, but this is what I've been working on. Right, there we go. That's it. Just black all the time. There we go. There we go. So that is the new opening. So, back. All right. So what did everybody think? That seemed worthy enough. Oh, hey, Rocket. Glad you can make it. All right, so let's get up off her butt here. Get our little girl back moving. Yeah, like I said, I am not really good at transitioning from one screen to another, from one thing to another. So yeah, it is what it is. That's why most of the stuff I do is in videos, because I can edit out all my mistakes, and there's a lot of them. Right, but we definitely need to start looking for a tanning rack. Well, definitely need to get us a rack to cure hides on so that we can get more money from crits, and a permit so that we can put it down in a bedroll. I don't know if she will actually have a TP or not. She may eventually find out, but like I said, I really want to find like a small little cave somewhere that she can hide off in. Did I pick that one already? I did. Yeah, feel free to give your opinions on the opening, what you think, something that could have been done better or different. I always take constructive criticism. It's the way I look at it. A person that can't, now, there's a difference between just hateful criticism and constructive. But if you can't take constructive criticism, then you obviously don't want to get better. Because sometimes the way you view something may not be the best way. It may be the best way for you, absolutely. But it might not be the best way overall. Alright, let's see here. Okay, that is dinner. Oh, dang it. It's gonna run away and I'm not gonna have dinner. Dadgummit. Dadgum, how many arrows I gotta hit them with? Finally got one. Thought she was gonna starve tonight. I mean, she's not gonna starve. She's got plenty of food. See, that is one thing about the DRB that I'm still having to get used to and probably never will. So I will always be a bad shot. Is it's only free aim. So there is no chance of auto aim. Of course, that's to cut down on griefers. And think about it, in 1899, you don't really have auto aim. Could you imagine doing that in real life? When you pull your gun out, it just automatically points at without you even thinking or trying, it just points at the nearest person to you. That might cause some controversy. That could be a bad thing. I see something going right up. Hey, dead man, welcome to the stream. Now, I saw something moving on this hill up here. Huh? Uh-huh. I'm not opposed to killing a turkey. See, I love that, my little hand twitch, because every time I go to fire, right when I go to release the button, my hand will twitch. And it's because I'm putting stress on those muscles, so my hand twitches. And I wind up not shooting anything but air. Now, I know there's some arrows laying somewhere right around in here in the grass. There it is. Got them both, I heard. We're gonna check and see if them turkeys just went over the ridge here. Because sometimes, as long as you're not running or riding a horse, if you shoot at something, it'll run off a little piece, but then it'll stop. Those turkeys probably disappeared though. I don't see them over here. They are gone. Alright, no worries. I got one out of the bunch. So as long as I can get one, I'm pretty well happy. Hey T-Mad, welcome to the stream. Alright, so we have got some food stacked up. Speaking of which, how's my food looking? So oh, good stuff, good stuff. And I know I got some berry juice. We do have our wood chopping axe. Because we're gonna eventually have to gather wood to make our Native American bed that I want to make. Like I said, first we gotta hit that $700 mark so that we can get the cheapest tent permit for this little girl. And then we've got to figure out where she's gonna be, because, like I said, she stays in this area around Emerald Ranch. Yeah. the closest the only town she ever goes to is Valentine, which is dangerous for a little girl like her. But that's the closest bank. Um, Eventually, once she gets her little camp set up and can put a storage box down, she won't have to go to Valentine. So she will literally not ever have to go into air quote civilization. Oh, the stream is going good. It's going good. We finally got her set up. So let's see here. And she is, like I said, she's completely self-sufficient now. Because she can pick raspberries, she can make berry juice. And because, of course, she's a hunter, which anybody can hunt. Anybody can hunt. Don't think it's just anybody can do it, but that's just the way I'm playing this character. So she has tons of food supplies. Still trying to get $200. Get the cured hydrac. So in essence, she needs $700 for her camp permit, which is not. It's something I want to do, but it's not a necessity for her survival. And then another 200 for a cured hydrac. So yeah, she's looking at trying to figure out how to make $900. But now once she gets the cured hydrac, now see, he's shooting around here. And of course, I have to keep in mind the way that I'm playing this character, with her being banished from her tribe. She'd never seen, anyone other than her tribe until she was banished. So all of these new strange looking people are scary to her. So it's not that she's afraid of them, she's just avoiding them because she doesn't know how to interact with them. So she hears a gunshot, she goes the other way. But like yesterday, I mean, she's still a young little girl. So seeing the cattle drive, the kid in her came out a little bit, and she had to go see what it was all about, and almost wound up getting shot. Is that here? Come on, fall down. Yes. And right here beside some food or some berries. And luckily, the deer didn't disappear because sometimes the world of New Dakota does have some voodoo in it, and Mother Earth will eat something if you kill it. So that's just sometimes you just have to pay your dues. And actually, I've already figured out what causes that. Um, and I don't know if there is a way that they will be able to fix it. But animals, just like horses, have two different animation sequences. They have a passive animation sequence, which is a static, and then they have a active animation sequence, which is dynamic. And if you happen to accidentally kill the animal while it's in its static, um, there is no basically you kill it, it falls down. Well, the game sees that as being a part of the scenery and automatically deletes it. So when it dies, it deletes it. Well, the animal disappears. It doesn't switch it over to its dynamic status. Oh, absolutely, T-Man. Ainurauco and Shooter, and I'm glad they had um how to word it. They had a chance moment of some danger, to where they could, Ani was getting very concerned. Yeah, they desync. Uh, And but yeah, Ani and Shooter had some very good interaction, and their story arcs are going really good. And I am currently I had to take a break from editing because I was editing Shooter's point of view, your stream, with Ani's point of view, my stream, together into one full story. And I didn't realize how long that RP session was. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm going to break it up into little sections and then put it out. But it was really cool. And the one at the beginning, I started the sequence up when Shooter received the telegram and was reading it. And I was switching between what, like he read it. So then you had that ride where you played that, where that had that one music in it. So I took that moment and I was switching between what Shooter was doing writing and what Ani was doing. So you're seeing both sides of a story at the same time, switching back and forth. And it just so happened that a moment for me when I had to mute my microphone, it synced up perfectly that Shooter on your stream. So when Ani would be doing something awkward or I'd have to edit out, Shooter's part would come in. So that's what I'm trying to do to tell their story. I just thought it was so cute. And of course, editing out all the mistakes. Yeah, it's a new editing experience for me. So I'm using it as a learning opportunity. That I figured that's always the best thing in life in general. There's no skill that you can't learn. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to be the best at it. Doesn't mean you're going to be the worst at it. But anybody can learn any skill. Uh, except for maybe making nuclear bombs. I don't think I ever want to learn that skill because I don't want to be the one that messes up. Okay, but let's go ahead. We've got a bunch of parts and stuff. I see that I will avoid. That looks like a bad situation for me. Now we could ride over to that one camp that we saw in the back. The person that let us pick the tobacco leaf out of their camp, which that was a wonderful little interaction, and that was just a typical courtesy interaction, where Shifting Spirit here asked the owner of the camp if she could pick the herb inside their camp. Yeah, and for those if those are wondering what me and T Mad are talking about, T Mad streams over on Twitch. He plays Shooter McGavin. He also plays Mumbles and Jimbo in New Dakota. Excellent RPer, by the way, an excellent person. Definitely will try to help anybody that asks for help or needs it. But one of my characters, Ainurauco, and one of his, Shooter McGavin, have currently started. Oh yeah. See, I'm not gonna say, um, like last night when Shooter and Ani went into the mine and they got up to the barricaded area. Exactly. That's what I was fixing to say. No, we get up to that barricaded area, and I actually had forgotten that there was a that was on the other side. And so we chose not to investigate that. So it just shows how close um, Ani and Shooter being investigators, and they were investigating the mine. They were a few feet away from Mumbles and MJ. So, but because we got a bad feeling, we literally walked right past that whole story arc. And it was perfect. It couldn't have been. We couldn't have planned some of the stuff that happened. Like Moria, right before the blizzard, and I didn't even know the blizzard was there. Right before the blizzard, Moria literally, I lost control of the horse, or Ainurauco did, and she runs up the side of the hill and throws me off. And you're like, "Well, you better ride with me." Poetry in motion. There's some of the best mistakes make for the best RP. The best, improv. The best improv. Yes, but see, now Shooter has a hard question to try and figure out. Because um, Ani and Rosalind are not sisters. They're not related. Two totally different characters, stand alone, have their own story arc. So why was the white-haired lady following Shooter in the first place? Because we did establish last night that Rosalind and Ani are completely different. See, I figured out to how to fix that whole scenario with Ani and Rosalind is because people were saying that this lady looked just like Ani and thought it might be her sister. And of course, last night Ani thought, well, I haven't seen her in years. It can't possibly be her. Blah blah blah. And she's going to, and she's been investigating uh, the whereabouts of her actual sister. So that's gonna get cleared up so that it doesn't cause any conflict. Because the last thing I want to do is cause a conflict on a community server that I adore. I love it here on the DRB. Pretty much is where I'm going to stay and where I'm going to be, and I want to make sure I don't do anything to hurt that. Every time I walk around my horse, I keep expecting him to just haul off and kick me. I know you're not supposed to walk behind horses, even in real life. You definitely don't do that in real life. Because a horse can't see behind itself because of the way its eyes are positioned. So when any sound it hears behind it, it automatically takes as a threat and it kicks. And back in my, oh, we're going after you. Oh no, you're not gonna run away. Oh no, oh no, come here, come here. Yeah, uh-huh. Freaking muskrat. Mm, very raggedy. Oh, and I need to find her a tomahawk. It's a tomahawk. I thought about adding a pouch to her outfit just so it makes sense where she's putting stuff. Because right now, every time she collects herbs, she sticks it in the invisible hole on her side. Oh, and absolutely, yeah, the organic RP is definitely the best RP. Oh, T-Mad, you might know the answer to this question. Is there a button on the keyboard? Did I use keyboard mouse? Um, that you can press to mute and unmute the mic without having to use the J key to go through all of the different things to get to mute. That's a Morgan. Oh, is that some more raspberries? Ah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, unfortunately, I hate the end button for the push to talk because if you happen to get somebody says hello to you while you're in a menu, you can't talk to them. So it's okay. I can just use the J key and cycle through because right now, of course, nobody can hear me in the game because I got my mic muted. But yeah, this little girl so far. The bad part is anybody. Yeah, I think it's by default it's set to N. Yeah. Oh, game did not like that. Yeah, let's not hit the. Let's not go to settings. Right, so we are gonna have a lovely little error here for a second. Let me give me a second to load back in. And that does happen to me. I wouldn't say a lot, but especially if I'm streaming with RDM, sometimes it doesn't like you trying to fast switch, uh, and that's just the nature of it. Don't worry, we'll get her loaded right back in here. And don't want to take too long today because I still got to finish editing the Ainurauco and shooter video. Want to try and get the first part of that finished. So like that won't be too bad. I'm gonna try and break it up into probably 20 to 30 minute little segments. I mean, that session went on for a good hour and 40 minutes, which was a very good session, by the way. But once it's all edited down, of course, and all the like the breaks that we took and so like that, edit that out. We should probably get it down to about an hour and a half. Actually, I think it was over. It was 122 minutes, so it was over an hour and 40 minutes. It was almost a 2 hour session, yeah. And There we go. Total River Bend. And it is definitely a very immersive experience. I will definitely agree with that. All right. My character's here. Come on. The game is not being happy. There we go. So Ani Raj, Tobias T. Stanford. Of course, I can't do his voice. I've got to figure out some way to do his voice for the interaction. But his name is Tobias T. Stanford. Then we got shifting. There we go. Come on, little girl. You should be happy. And we are back. Hopefully my horse is not dead or injured. That's gonna stink if it is. Oh, good. There we go. There's runs with wind. All right. So then, okay. I know you're happy. Come. All right. There we go. So we go to settings. We're gonna go to audio, and right here, of course, that's your microphone. Set this to voice activated, and you can set up. That's what a T-Man was talking about. You can set which button it is. By default, it's going to be in. Which, if you're trying to walk, then you've got to reach over to in. That's kind of bad. I wonder if I could set that to push to talk and controls. It'll let me set that to X. Hey, knucklehead, there on top. Oh, you mean that one? Yes. Now go down. Huh. So, what, the middle button on the mouse, or you have a mouse with more than with extra buttons on it? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it at end for right now. I'll do that. Figure that out. Because this little girl doesn't really talk to that many people. Okay, there we go. You know, the first thing we gotta do, reactivate our herbalist kit so that we get that special site. Now you also have the crafting menu for all the talismans, which I think is so fitting considering she's Native American. So that's exactly something she would do. Get the energies, thirst quenchers, a bar of soap so that you can stay clean while you're on the road. See, that right there is what I want to get her, but she doesn't know how to get a log bundle yet. Definitely like the dream catchers though. Water gourd, poison basket. See, that's all stuff that I would love to have at her camp, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough space for that. Oh yeah. Hey, no, 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 no. Go back in your bag. No, I activated the special site already. Yeah. Okay. Now it is. All right. Let me make a quick switch over here on the side monitor. There we go. All right. So all of her stuff, she's got almost 200 raspberries, 319 milkweed. You can see she's been getting the crap out of her. Excuse me. been fighting a cough for like 2 weeks, so I apologize. Alright, her food, okay, nope. Eat a piece of that right there. Good deal. And drink us some berry juice, get ourselves supplied back up. Alright, so she needs to find a tanning rack somewhere. And also another good benefit about her being a knife, only throwing knives, lasso, tomahawk, or bow is that technically makes her a stealth character. So when I'm out hunting, people don't even know I'm around her. But it also makes it dangerous because somebody might roll up on her and not know she was there and kill her. So I know she's gonna have to head towards Limpany because she met Cripps there the other day. The way over here. She knows that Cripps is here and that he will buy her stuff. And she knows that there's a bank here to put money in and she can get more arrows at the gun shop. Other than that, she hasn't learned anything else. She hasn't even been into Emerald Ranch because she's afraid to go into, the white man's camp, the white man's ranch. There is a, what was it? Somewhere right along in here where she met that one guy and asked if she could pick the tobacco leaf in his camp. And she's met Jebediah Miller, um, which was a fun little interaction. I had so much fun with that because he comes riding. She's just riding along looking for herbs. He rides up on her and scared her, of course. If you've seen Jebediah, he's a big old guy. She's a little bitty girl. Scared the crap out of her. But asked her if she had any berries, and she's like, I've got 100. And that was when she learned that she could pick herbs and sell them to people. So that interaction between her and Jebediah taught her how to make money. Yeah, remember, I'm playing her. She has no clue about this world. As far as, outside of a tribe life. Yeah, really wanted her to go the trade route because that's what she knows, trade. But they offered her money, and she knows that that has value in this world. So she thought she would get some to see what she could do with it. But we're gonna start. I'm gonna go ahead and set her map because she knows where that's at. So I can set a marker. We're gonna start heading towards Cribs to sell off her stuff. She also needs, like I said, gotta find a hide rack. Never found one yet. But she knows she can buy one from Mr. Cribs. And of course, we're gonna herb our way over there. Because the more herbs we get, the better off we will be. And if you was watching yesterday's stream, we were having a very good educational discussion about RP and the Dakota and how to go about doing things. Um, and Ainurauco, the character I play, Ainurauco, um, her personality, her voice, her mannerisms, everything I just based it off of me. It was the easiest thing to do because when I created her, that was when I was first started doing my white hair investigation videos. So it was just me being me. And that transitioned over when I came over to Dakota River Bend. It's just me being me, and how I would react to situations and having fun. And course, exaggerate a little bit here, a little bit there. Have some fun with it. But one thing to remember, of course, at the end of the day, the moment I log Ainurauco out, he stays on the character screen. So you don't. It's RPing is RPing. It's just having fun. Same as if you were playing D&D or an actor in a movie, something like that. It's just fun. Rosalind is everything Ainurauco is, but flipped to the other side of the fence and exaggerated way greatly. And that's fun to play, because if you've had if I've had a bad day of you know whatever playing Rosalind, I can then turn around and still this is all in character. Of course, it's not has nothing to anything that happens in game has nothing to do with real life. Always got to remember that. But if Rosalind's had a bad day or something, then she turns around and takes it out on somebody else. It's all in character, but it's all in fun. But again, Rosalind's voice and mannerisms are just flipped from Ainurauco. This little girl, on the other hand, I have no idea how to play her. I have just literally trying to make this up as I go with nothing to base it on. And it is so much fun. Imagine being given the script to a movie and you're going to play a part. There's no description of your character. There's no description of personality, nothing. It's like, you will say these words at this time. Figure it out. That's like the greatest improv ever. So like I said, we are headed over towards Crypts, and we're just going to pick herbs on the way there. And hopefully not run into any trouble. I want you to look at this. Is this somebody's camp? Hello? Hello? Anyone home? Hello? Hello? They're not responding, so I'm going to just head on out. It is a great little camp spot, though. Right up under that little cliff edge. I love that. They're not even approaching. So see, they're not even worried about me. They were after them horses, so I was minuscule in their eyes. Looks like they got him one. Yeah, they looks like they're taming it or breaking it. So we're gonna ride on by and leave them alone so that I don't become a target. But yeah, I love just roaming through and seeing where people have put their camps or stuff they've come up with, because there is some really interesting. Yeah, there's some camps I have come up on that you're like, why would they put the camp here? Makes absolutely no sense. But that's their camp. You can put your camp up however you want to. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you. But that one on that little cliff edge like that was actually very strategic. And I also love watching, because I watch a lot of the people that stream. Um, Now, if I'm in the world, I may have someone, I may be in somebody's stream, but I've got it minimized and I've got it muted. That way, I can't hear what they're doing or where they're at and be influenced to do stuff. Because that's called meta. It's just not. It's not something you do. It's just rude. Oh, absolutely, T-Mad, and definitely thank you for the lurk. Be careful. Hopefully, see you on later. See you streaming later, I mean. But, I have been, there have been times where I've been watching, went back and watched people's streams. And I have seen my character walk past, didn't know that they were streaming, or I had never met the character, so I didn't even speak to them, and just walk right past them to see one of my characters in the stream, and that's always hilarious for me. This was, of course, if you played RDO, there was some kind of great fire that happened right there. So, and of course, there's I believe the serial killer's house is out about this way, which is a location I'm actually wanting to use in my web series. It's just going to fit in perfectly. But we are headed to the new rebuilt town of Limpany. And they've slowly been, just cleaning stuff up, improving it. So a lot of places like Limpany and others are cleaned up. They're fully functional. It's actually just really, really nice. And before I talk to Crips, I'm gonna go collect whatever that is. I gotta keep my herb skills, tightened up. The rider going. I don't know. It may be nice. To move her up around West Elizabeth, up to close to the Native American burial ground. So I can find a nice little cave spot up there. So we are going to sell some items. We're going to hold off on our pelts. Sell everything. Oh, finally. I was like, did I not have any feathers on me? I think all I have is pelts. Worry about this person. Wait for them to leave. And look all these herbs that I picked and them out. I forgot to check the other category. So those hearts. So we're probably gonna have to sell what little bit of pelts and stuff I've got to get some money up, but that's okay because it's gonna pay off in the long run. Like I said, if you're desperate and you just want quick cash, you can always choose that bulk option, but you're always gonna lose 20% of the value. And so if you have cured hides, you can hit that and he'll buy all of them. Before wait a minute, before I little girl needs to find one of these right here. It out in the world that she can use. Because right now she's got how much? She's got $6. Now I've got some in the bank in Valentine. But I'll go ahead and sell them because she doesn't know yet that how to cure hides or that she can. So for her, it's just. Of course, we do have that one bison pelt that she got where she killed the bison with her knife. But hey, silly, sell your others. So just go through the list twice. I did. Alright, so let's see how much money she made on that transaction. That got her $83. So, now we're going to do the crazy thing. We're going to head to Valentine and see how much money she's got in the bank. Right there. See how much money she's got there. See, put that with the $83. That's enough to get the cured hide rack. Because she did see it. She just doesn't know how to use what it does yet. But she knows she wants one because she knows how to cure hides from her heritage. So obviously she's putting two and two together here. Because what you can do with that cured hide rack is, if you don't have a camp, you can put it down anywhere you want. Cure your hides and pick it right back up and put it in your inventory. But if you have a camp, if you do it that way and you forget about it, it'll eventually be returned to your inventory. I think it's 45 minutes. But if you have a camp and you put it down in your camp, it'll stay there. And it won't be returned. Until, no, it doesn't even get returned after the storm because I put one down at Rosalind's camp and it's never been picked up. That wagon come out of nowhere. Luckily that was a local and I didn't just pick a player off. But somebody out here offering balloon rides today. Because you can buy and own a balloon and travel by air. Which is the safest way to travel, but it's also the slowest.
Oh Lord, it is him.
I have to get in a little interaction. That was a horse with no rider. Whereas now, you can also, like, if you kill an animal, put it on your horse, you can bring it to a butcher like this right here, and they will process it for you, and you'll get a lot more stuff from it than if you do it yourself, unless you're a trapper. Looks like town's got some people in it, so we're active today.
As well. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, yeah, no. For him, he's only his books is only 10. But, yeah, they convinced him to do that.
Hello.
Hello, sorry bother.
You talking, ma'am? Because I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry, sorry bother. You hear me now?
I still cannot hear
Oh,
if you're talking.
sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry, me new around. You know where someone can hide that? Yes.
Where what? I'm sorry.
Uh, cure hide. Cure hide. You know where I could cure hide?
Yeah. You can go to tall trees. There's like a crypts over there. You can go to every actual crypts, right? And buy the uh the thing to cure your hide, and you can do it yourself.
Oh yes, me meet Crips. He at Limpany. I met him.
Yeah.
So he could cure hide.
You can buy the thing from him to cure it.
Oh, thank you, kind lady.
Of course. If it will be easier, I can give you mine since I don't really use it.
No, me have to earn. Me have to earn.
You sure?
Yes, it is my way. Me have to earn.
All right, sweet.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Stay safe. All right.
So the entire time I didn't realize that my microphone was actually off. So I've been sitting here chatting to y'all the entire time. Didn't have it turned on. Yeah, that was epic. I had turned it off when I was trying to let's push the top. So yeah, I feel like a numbskull. Anyway, so this little girl, she's got her money. That's why we just went to the bank. To pull out to go and buy one of those hide racks. And of course, I just had just initiate a little RP session there with that lady just to verify so that she knew for sure. So that way, she had the information. And of course, one of the rules that I have set up for her, and you don't have to set up rules for you. Like I said, you can play however you want to. But this little girl is very specific. She has a rule: she can't accept anything. So she can't. Nobody can gift her anything. She has to earn it or trade for it. And again, that's just something I did for myself. Because I don't want her to have any free rides because of her whole tragic backstory being banished from her tribe. So yeah, sorry about having my microphone turned off there. There we go. Come out right down here, right next to Limpney. Figured it'd come out on the other. No, Limpney's way down that way. All right. Just check something here real quick. Figured it'd. All right, we're good now. Keep thinking those are flowers, some kind. Come on, hands. No, no. You'll do it. You know what? Come here. Come here. No, no, no. There we go. Got that one with a knife. Hey, we got her up to level 16. All right. So we took out a turkey with a knife. So apparently I am better with a knife than I am with a bow. Can't wait to get a tomahawk. Oh, I never noticed the fish up there. That is great, Crip. Right, so outdoor tools and gear. Now there's our cured hide frame. That's what we were coming here for. So now those hides, we can cure them, get XP, and turn around and sell them. So that's good. That is. But we definitely have got a lot of. Definitely got a lot of meat that we've got to cook up. There's a hide frame there that we just got. While we are here, let's go ahead and just drink of water. Now, a neat thing that I got showed last night by Mad is I did not know you could do this until he told me. But you take your horse, you lead them over to water. And then you just look at it and hit C. And now your horse drinks. That is an epic little feature. I love that. Right, so let's head back over towards, let's see. We're actually going to go down this way and take a long way. That's the point right. I don't even. If we run into some interaction of some kind. Or an animal. I mean, Rockstar did an amazing job with the graphics and texture quality of the game. Because, I mean, we all know it's a game. Duh. But it definitely looks like something you'd see in like the scenery is like something out of an old spaghetti western. So if you wanted to do some kind of for lack of better terminology, a TV show or a movie or something like that, or even just a short. I mean, you could actually set it up to where you could, of course, there's a lot of actions and commands and things like that, a lot of which I don't even know yet. But you could actually make it very interactive. Squirrel, that is a where did that squirrel go? I got a squirrel, and I ran because I was chasing a squirrel. Ran right into somebody. Thank goodness they're not home. That could have been bad, but we killed a squirrel. Oh,
All
there's
scattered. I wasn't sure what the hell's going
Jesus.
on. I just ran and then I realized it ate bread.
those people were just in a hurry. We're gonna take, like I said, the long way back to the house because we're out exploring. Well, we don't really have a to the area that she lives in. Get out through here. All right, and we're, of course we're going to be picking flowers and or picking herbs and hunting on our way back. You know, that right there is just a pretty scene. That is something you see in a Bob Ross painting right there. We're gonna put a happy little tree right there. There's a happy tree. Bunch of happy trees. See, get a bird's eye here. Don't see anything. It's such a cute little gray squirrel. I'm gonna name him Nutters. I think it's already activated or reactivated. Sure. Have a pet squirrel and a pet cow. Name them Nutters and Butters. Oop, there's some herbs. See, is that oregano? Sage. Let's oh, Indian tobacco. Oh yeah, that's that same thing we picked in that we gathered out of that gentleman's camp yesterday. Like wide open air. Nothing. And this right here, the oil rig site. If you remember from if you've watched my videos, the one I did on Plainsview, um, this is actually a reference to that very mine at the beginning of There Will Be Blood, the movie There Will Be Blood about Daniel Plainsview. Uh, this was his silver mine. It's almost exactly identical to the one in the movie. Of course, if you've watched the movie, you know Daniel's Plainsview struck silver. Became rich and became an oil tycoon. And that's why you actually see here you've got these crates of ore represent the silver, but then you've got this trudge right here because he became an oil tycoon. So this is an oil well in the game. So it's kind of a rendition of that. His silver mine led to him becoming an oil tycoon. But down here in the very bottom of that is a mining node that you can mine at. And if you're wanting to be unnoticed, you can come out here, flee your horse, or tell it to go away so it's not standing around, go down in there and mine, and you're pretty much not going to get bothered. But you're not going to be able to hold that all that much either. Because you're gonna mine about, I think I mined for about 15 minutes, and I was overweight. So I brought my wagon out here, on another character, of course. Brought my wagon out here, filled that thing full. Just sitting here mining. Never saw anybody, never had anybody bother me or nothing. That appears to be either somebody killing or hunting or both. We're gonna go. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. This is my little herbalist girl. At the moment, she is completely self-sufficient with food and water. You know, the bare necessities. She can provide. She can feed and water herself. And we just got the cured the hide frame. So now all that hunting she's doing to keep food in her belly, she can start curing all those hides and sell them for a lot more. But of course, the fact that she just heard gunfire on her trip back while she was out hunting and gathering got her spooked. So she's going to be heading back to Emerald Ranch. Emerald Ranch is kind of her safe zone, where she feels she's definitely not safe by any means. She feels safe, and that's a lot of times that's all you have to do. You can be in a bad situation, but as long as you feel safe, you can handle it. Of course, now it comes time for the long dark night. Of course, with Eagle Eye, you can see everything. Where did it go? Killing that sucker's fast. Keeps running in the brush and I keep losing it. Got it. And that is a North American trash panda. Yep, it's a good one. In that. North American raccoons. When I was growing up, we called them trash pandas. Because that's where they spent most of their time. Come on, catch it before you run out of stamps. Come on. Oh, miss. Swing and a miss. Got it. Give a whistle here. Alright. Let's go, boy. No, missed it. Oh well. Didn't figure I was gonna get it, but I was definitely gonna try. And now there's an arrow somewhere between here and beyond. There's a fox somewhere. Watch me run right into it. Scary. Oh dear. Yeah, I can't hit those on the move. Oh well. Fortunately, this little character suffers from the same hand troubles that I do, so it's amazing how that works. He knows that there's the emerald. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more area. I did hear that. Somebody run. That's a white horse. There we go. Hey, Orchid, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Right, we are off in the Dakota River Bend of Red Dead Redemption. This is New Dakota. That person right there, I want to avoid them. Of course, New Dakota is a casual RP server on the Red M platform. So everything is kind of a little bit RP based as far as interactions. We're over here. Oh, I am doing great, doing great. This is little Shifting Spirit, our little Native American girl. That we are over here playing. Aw, thank you, thank you. Don't worry about that person on the white horse, though. Yeah, and for those that don't know, Orchid is a streaming here on YouTube also. Streams Red Dead Redemption, an awesome, awesome player. An awesome streamer on top of that. I love catching her streams because you're always going to get good quality content when you watch Orchid. So I highly recommend checking her out also. There's so many sounds I can't tell where they're coming from. There's gotta be some trash pandas out here somewhere. There's some coyotes. Wait a minute, what was that? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Hopefully I'm not about to kill somebody's chickens being this close to emerald. Because if somebody has their chickens out grazing and I kill them, well then they're probably gonna come kill me. That's a dog. No, it's a pack of coyotes. Ah, got desync. Well, and that is something that happens though. Sometimes you kill an animal and like Tim said, it'll desync and it drops into the nether void. But now the funny thing is if somebody had been with me, they might still be able to see it and skin it and loot it. It, that's something Shifting Spirit here has gotten used to. Is sometimes things don't go exactly according to plan. It happens. But yeah, this little girl just spends her days collecting herbs and hunting. It's a very, very relaxed, casual lifestyle for her at the moment. That doesn't mean it'll stay that way because as she collects herbs and gets her inventory started built up, then of course, I'll have no use for all those berries. So she'll want to start selling them. And then, but once you start selling them, now people know who you are. People's going to come to you, say, hey, you got any of that? Of course, that's how you start a business. You know, like we were talking about yesterday, one person requesting, hey, do you have a stack of this type of herb? Well, no, I don't. But if you can tell me where I can find it, I will go get you some. So they tell you, you go get that herb. Well, if you're the only person gathering that particular herb in mass quantities, well, now everybody's going to come to you. Hey, do you have some of those? Do you have some of those? That's how business starts, supply and demand. But right now, I do kind of enjoy the casual. She's still deathly afraid for her life because she has nobody. She has no tribe, nobody with her. She's all alone. And when I forget to hit the button, the push to talk button, she just doesn't talk to people because I forget to push the button and I'm sitting there talking the whole time. That train leaving Emerald or coming into Emerald? Sounds like it's coming into Emerald. Well, we might have to go check out the Iron Horse. Especially at nighttime. I love watching the trains at night because they're just beautiful. Oh, there it is. Look at that. You know, that is just cool. And of course, you gotta remember the trains in this. Yeah, absolutely. And so keep in mind that in New Dakota here, in the Dakota River Bend, the trains are run by players. So there's actually, you have to apply to become a train engineer and be certified and get your license so that you can run the train. So that train actually has a player who's controlling it. making the stops and deliveries, whatever. And you've got the other two standing up on the coal box, probably as the hired guards. So that's just epic. Plus, I got some really good footage of that train. Of course, now we all know, been watching stream, my hands are not steady at all because I have tendonitis, carpal tunnel, and arthritis in my hands. So they don't always work like they're supposed to. And sometimes stuff comes out a little jittery. That's okay. Because I know how to edit that into a smooth motion in my video, so it looks like it's just a nice, smooth camera transition. But now, if that is 2 armed guards there, me doing this right here makes them nervous. Of course, anybody riding up on a train makes anybody nervous. So there was 3 people on the train. 3 people just rode off. Did they just steal that train? No, is that the driver? And there's another train coming in back there. So did they just steal that train, drive it under the tracks, and stop it so that they could rob that train? I mean, that was... There's another rider. So I think that's actually what they did. They stole this train, parked it on the tracks to stop that train so that they could rob it. Do I have my binoculars? Well, it would appear. I don't know if that's actually what's going on or not. Oh yes, I love the DRB. But I think we're actually seeing a train robbery going down. Or a misunderstanding or a miscommunication in timing. Oh, this little girl is not gonna stick around for the gunshot. And this is actually one of 3 characters that I play over here in the DRB. Of course, Ainurauco is my main character, of course. The same one that I use when I make all my white hair investigation videos. The lady in white. And then there's Rosalind, who is all in black, wears a skull mask, total criminal. Definitely does not mind doing any type of nefarious activity. And then we have Shifting Spirit here, who was banished from her tribe and basically thrown off the Indian land. So she ended up in New Dakota. So she's trying to figure out how to make it all by herself. She literally started with nothing. She had the clothes on her back and a bow. Oh, and a knife. A bow, a knife, and the clothes on her back. That's it. No horse, no nothing. So, first thing she did, of course, was go hunting. Got a few pieces of meat and collected some water. Then she went out and tamed this horse with no lasso. She didn't even have a lasso. So she tamed this horse. No, I think somebody gave her a lasso. Some friends at she met some people at Manzanita Post, gave her a lasso. She went out and tamed this horse. But then she also tamed another horse with no lasso. She snuck up on it, jumped on it, and tamed it. And I actually got a clip of that is awesome. So using her knowledge of being the daughter of a medicine man, yeah, I know that's the story that I came up with. She knows how to pick herbs and make medicines and stuff, and of course between that and the hunting, she's self-sufficient. That is so cool. And now the other train comes in. So this one was parked waiting for a pickup, and so it wasn't a robbery. They had to run back to let that one know what they were doing so that one didn't run into them. See, that's player communication. If you know that every train's controlled by a person, an actual player, and that's their job, but then you get off your train, which is something they did in 1899. The engineers would get off, discuss how to best to approach a traffic jam on a railway. And see, this is, oh, look at the size of this train. Oh my. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars. See if we do this right here. Now, I don't advise doing this regularly. Because right now, if there were guards on this train, I would be a threat because I'm running up beside it. But I just wanted to get some really good footage. And see the train. I mean, that's just freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. Alright, even at my age, I still get intrigued by the advancements in graphics and just generalized, because I remember my very first video game that I ever played. Hey Edger, welcome to the stream. But yeah, my very first video game that I ever played was Pitfall on an original Atari when it first came out. So yeah, I'm giving away my age there. But yeah, so to go from, you know, a pixel stacked on top of a pixel to, I mean, the games nowadays, you can't tell them from, you know, real life half the time. It's like, is that real or is that a video? Oh, Edgar, not Edgar. I am so sorry. I'm half blind as a bat. Which is, of course, we all know a misconception. Bats actually have some of the best eyesight of any mammals. But they can't see, no, they can't see in the dark. That's why they echolocate. Oh. Of course, like we established earlier, whenever we were trying to get the tanning rack for this little girl, we asked the lady in town if she knew where to get the rack. We kind of had an idea. We just had to confirm it. That's a writer. but she was fixing to give me a tanning rack. And like, I had to explain to her, cannot accept gifts because this little girl can't accept anything for free. She either has to work for it or trade for it. And yeah, it is. I mean, look at that right there. Which is ironic. From here, it's dark and gloomy, right? All the way around us. Then you get to that one farm and the sun's shining through that hole. Was lighting up that one farm. And then you get up into some of the mountain scenes, especially around sunrise or sunset. Very beautiful. Gorma is beautiful in this game because you can access Mexico, Canada, and Gorma. Just remember, if you go to Mexico, there is no law down there. So, if you want to be unlawful, that is the perfect place to go because the law don't go there. But it also means if something goes... That was pretty. If something goes wrong, there's no law to contact. And the only aspect of the whole DRB that I have trouble with, I wouldn't say I don't like it because I do like it because it's DRB is all about keeping everything realistic, which a lot of your RP servers are. Oh, that was close. Is there's no aim assist, so everything is free aim, and I have trouble with free aim, so that's why I'm such a bad shot. Oh, hey T-Sam. Much love, much love. But right now we are, her little journey is to find her a home. I got her a tanning rack. I still haven't found any tomahawks. Valentine does not have any. But now that she's kind of self-sufficient, like I said, I mean, we got berry juice that she can make. We got tons of meat. I've even got meat I haven't cooked yet. So, got tons of this stuff. So I'm gonna eat all of this up first and then work on that. Of course, water's free. You go up to any water source and you can collect water, so. And then I've got all that stuff, speaking of which. Oh, and this is Runs with Wind. This is her horse. She doesn't own this horse. She doesn't believe in owning anything. She just requested permission to ride it. So let's go ahead and we got that. So back on it, you can see I've got tons of stuff stored up in here that I've just stockpiling. That way, if I get robbed, they don't get all of my valuable herbs that I've been picking. And for the berry juice, that's the important one. The red raspberry, you have to have that. Still got arrows. Somehow I picked up 3 pieces of flint, and I don't know from where. Okay. And my squirrel. His name's Nut. It's actually Nutter. And I'm thinking about getting a cow and name it Butters, so I'll have Nutters and Butters. Is that a flower? Yes, it is. Come here. Some more wild mint. But right now we are on the quest to get $700. Well, get off. What are you doing? I really need to get a horse brush. Definitely need to get a horse brush. I hear people. Yeah, and a lot of times you'll hear people discussing like in streams like I just got robbed. I keep getting robbed. Every time I turn around, I'm getting robbed. Which robbery is a thing in this game as long as it's RP. You can't just walk up and rob somebody. Yeah, you got to actually have interaction just like you would in real life. If you were robbing, not that I've ever robbed anybody, just so we're clear. But the old tactics like, have your horse lay down and by the side of the road, and somebody goes, "Can you help me? My horse threw a shoe," and they get off their horse to look at yours. And as they walk past you, you put a gun to the back of their head. You just point your gun at them and go ahead and get your hands up. Look, and they put their hands up. You rob them, and you have a great day. It's that simple. It's not that hard. But I've watched people's streams, and I've even experienced this myself on my other characters, of being in a place or a situation that allowed me to get robbed. Now, this little girl has not been robbed, has not been threatened or anything, but I'm also playing her as she's afraid of people. She's actually afraid of everything because she got banished from her tribe, thrown off the land, so she literally was thrown to the wilderness. So she's never had interaction with anybody but her native tribe. So she's naturally scared of everybody. But because of that, I stay away from people. And I'm still out here making a living. Ooh, raspberries. And the only time she was actually ever in any real danger was the first time she, air quote, saw Emerald Ranch. Which, this is kind of where she got dropped into the county at. So this is in her head, her safe zone. But she saw Emerald Ranch and she heard cows and she heard sheep. And she went to investigate. And of course, she's trying to survive and get food and hides and everything. So her first thought was to go and kill the sheep and the cows, which she didn't do. But she was sneaking around and there just happened to be some farmhands that were out talking and scared her away. So she decided not to ever try that again. But had she have done that, that would have been a criminal activity. I think the people that were talking were actually had their sheep in the fence grazing or were selling them at market or whatever. So those were actually player-owned sheep, and that's criminal. That'll get you killed. You kill someone's cow, they can look at you. They can pull their gun out and go, "Give me $200 for my dead cow," and if you don't, they can blow you away. Now get on it and stay. We actually hit it. Oh, you poor creature. There you go. I'm gonna turn my hood back on so I can watch my food and water. Because in DRB, of course, you have your heart and your lightning bolt, your health and your stamina. Her stamina core pretty much stays red all the time, so that's not even a thing I worry about. But down at the very bottom right, you see you've got water, you've got the knife and fork for food, and you've got the little cowboy for the area. Hey, Raven Cat. You've got the little cowboy hat. That actually shows you how many people are currently in the exact same area you are. If you were standing in Blackwater, it would tell you the area of the entire town of Blackwater. And like right now, I'm the only person here, so as far as I know, the only person here. So it's gonna be okay. Oh, my hands won't stay steady. Yeah, I know. Missed it. That would have been a good shot, though. And the way they've got it set up is once that meter for the cowboy fills all the way up, that's too many people in the current area for the server. I think it's like 30 people. Plus you got any NPCs in the area, horses, pets. So you can see how that can add up real quick. So they try to keep it a limit. And then of course you've got your the speaker there. Let me set that. You got your speaker. So right now, one is I'm on a whisper. So only people, like if somebody was on their horse right about here, they could hear me. But at this moment you start walking away, it gets really quiet. So it's only in a whisper. This is normal talking, like you would be talking to somebody, whatever, like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Probably right out about right. It start fading out here, and then you got your yell, which can be heard probably from here, probably down there where those deer are, pretty close to it. And then you've got your shout, which everybody in the area can hear. Hey, gummit. Swing and a miss. Yeah, arrows are not that good at really long distance, but it's fun to try some. Oh, I need to put the tank down. I don't want to be shouting to everybody. You know what? Let's ride up this way. See, have her start branching out a little bit from her normal way of doing things. Because that would be something that would naturally happen. If you were in a new area, you would slowly get to where you're a little bit more brave. See, here is a perfect example, because in online mode, this particular farm right here, I used it to get all of my cows for my compendium. But if I don't know if these cows, you see that sign right there that says private, no trespassing? So there is somebody that owns this farm. Hopefully I'm just gonna go up and look. It does say private, no trespassing. See, there's some chickens in there. Now, if you remember from online, yeah. See who owns it. This is a list, LISS, the Liss Homestead, which means those cows belong to her. And if I kill those cows and skin them to get that delicious, great prime beef, it could be a criminal activity. Now, of course, if I was on Rosalind, my character named Rosalind, she would probably kill him. Because she's just that's just her nature. She'd probably kill the chickens too. But this little girl doesn't do that. She's after being around Emerald, she realizes that animals in a fence belong to somebody. Look, here's a really interesting squirrel. Ah, Nutters has a friend. we now have 2 gray squirrels. So Nutters is not by itself. So yes, she has a pet squirrel that stays in her pocket. His name is Nutters now. Just got him today. Oh, that's a really good little spot right there. It's awful. It's close to that one, so she wouldn't do it, but... Oh, and there's a camp up there, so it wouldn't work. But that would be an awesome little spot for what I was thinking for her. Just somewhere to put a bedroll down and a chest, but it's way too open. Oh, that is so pretty up through there. See, now she's got an interest. So now she has to go and investigate and look. It has to, of course, she is going to need to be somewhere close to a road so you can call your horse. Because you have to, your horse has to have a road to spawn on, come to you. You see somebody right, got their little camp right there. Put a little fence around it, made them a little spot up there. That's cute, like that. Uh-oh. Now, the amazing thing is, of course, I stream in 720, just because it's easier on my system. In 1080, and with the and I also have all of my graphics on the game turned all the way down. So, the game is actually, and of course, the longer my stream runs, the worse the quality gets. Just the nature of for me. But if you have a good PC and you've got your graphics out maxed out as much as you can, and stream in 1080, the game becomes a movie at that point. It's like watching a mini movie. We need to eat before I start this. Of course, in the DRB, you do not have to worry about your character permanently dying unless you want them to. At which point you have to have an accident if you want to RP it out. So, you have to have an accident of some kind. A doctor is called and you didn't survive the accident. That way, they actually keep a obituary log on their Discord of characters that have passed away permadeath, the reason and what they did to try and save them. So it's actually interesting because there was one scenario I was involved in. A cultist was there. If you've watched T-Mad stream whenever he's playing Mumbles, or seen Rosalind try to explain that, that's freaking hilarious. That is my entire OCD and ADHD coming out trying to explain the story at 90 miles an hour. But the cultist basically died and got his head blown off, so he was a headless corpse. And the doctor was unsure if he could pronounce him dead or not, so he was headless, and he was going to be permanent. But so the doctor's like, I think I can fix that. Like, he doesn't have a head. All right. Also, a neat thing that I've got to get this horse up to at 2,000 XP. T-Man was telling me last night. Once a horse hits 2,000 experience, which of course they can be leveled. A horse can be leveled up to level 999. So it's not just level 4 bonding; it's 999 levels of it. But at 2000 XP, they learn the ability to lay down. So you can actually tell your horse to lay down, and it'll lay down and stay there until you come get it, which is so cute. Wow, look at that distance. Oh, I was wondering what in the world that was. Head on down this way. Maybe she can find another bison and kill it with her knife again. The little girl has some skills. She killed the other day she killed a bison with a knife. I hit it, but it's not good. No, 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 run, run, run. Go, little girl, go, little girl. There's people with guns. She is nowhere ready for an ambush.